I'm Paul Flemons, the Australian Museum Expedition Leader. I'm out here on Norfolk Island leading a team of scientists from Auckland Museum, Te Papa Museum, the University of Sydney and of course Australian Museum. We've got a vessel that's come over from New Zealand, the Manakai. We've chartered that vessel for housing or holding a team of scuba divers who'll be doing scuba diving around the island. We've got a shore team that'll be working from the shore to look at rock platforms, beaches, etc. in terms of the biodiversity there. And we've got a team from the University of Sydney, robotics team, that has an autonomous underwater vehicle that will be mapping and photographing the sea floor around Norfolk Island.
Norfolk Island is interesting for us because it sits roughly in the same distance in between Fiji, New Caledonia, New Zealand and Australia. Each of these areas are known to have unique biota, unique biodiversity, and we want to see how much is it influenced from these different adjacent areas and how much of it is unique.
We're doing a biodiversity survey. We're looking at all the marine invertebrates that are occurring in the intertidal habitats. So that's basically anything that doesn't have a backbone, and all the weird and wonderful creatures that may be occurring on Norfolk Island that people may not know about. If there's any animals under risk from climate change or any invasive species, we have a snapshot and a marker for what's occurring here. So that means in 100 years people can come back and refer to the collections that we've collected today. So it's basically a way for future scientists to refer to what was occurring in Norfolk Island today.
I'm not going to come on. I'm Dave Bigg, born and bred Norfolk Islander. It's going to be really exciting to see what we have down there. There's a lot of diving being done over the years, but to be able to track the ocean floor with this technology has never been done before. So looking forward to the imagery.
What we've got is what's called an autonomous underwater vehicle. It's a vehicle that looks a little bit like a torpedo. It's equipped with a whole suite of navigation instruments so it can tell where it is, and importantly a high resolution stereo imaging system that takes images of the seafloor. And we use that data to stitch together three-dimensional models of the underwater environment. So we've been developing these sorts of systems over the last 20 years or so, and the small vehicle that we've got here today is something that we can deploy from small boats with a relatively small crew, collect high-resolution images and build models and correlate that with the structure of the underwater environment.
We use a range of techniques to confirm what species occur in the area. Probably the most effective tool we use is rotenone or derris dust. It's a root powder that we use. It brings all the fish that you don't see when you're snorkeling or diving out of the reef because they come out for clearer water, and then we scoop them up in hand nets.
Collecting in general is a very important part of science. We're not collecting indiscriminately, and in order to better protect an environment, we need to really understand what lives down here. So it's more of filling a gap. But these specimens that we collect have also far-reaching influence, not in just today's 10-day expedition that we're collecting fishes from, but if you think about every fish as a sort of a time machine or a timestamp, it allows future generations of researchers to come into the museum and look at a jar of fish and say, hey, that used to live in Norfolk Island in 2025, we don't see it anymore. So it acts as a good baseline for future researchers to understand things like climate change or habitat shift. So yeah, it is quite important.
The oceans are food source for hundreds of millions of people. They are also source for recreation and enjoyments for all of us. We all like to go surfing and swimming. So we all have an impact on the ocean. And to understand what that impact is, how severe it is, and how we may be able to manage and mitigate it, that requires knowledge about biodiversity in great detail. Knowledge comes from surveys like the one that we are doing here.